hello, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about Dsu Tuscana or Dsu Tuscany. That is the fully funded regional scholarship for the Tuscany region. Okay, so let's go. Who can apply? Bachelor's degree students, master's degree students, PhD, specialization programs, and other programs in AFAM institutions. Let us look at the universities featured for this scholarship. So, okay, for that of Firenze, okay, that of the seat in Firenze, these are the universities featured: University of Firenze, Conservatorio Statale di Musica, Cherubini di Firenze, Accademia di Belle Arti, Accademia Italiana di Arte and Moda e Design, and so many other, AFAM institutions in the, the seat in Firenze. Then when we go to the seat in Pisa, that of the University of Pisa, that of Accademia di Belle Arti di Carrara, that of Scuola Superiore per Mediatori Linguistici di Pisa, that of Conservatorio Statale di Musica Mascagni di Livorno, and that of other AFAM institutions as well. We'll go to this seat in Siena, that of the University of Siena, Università per Stranieri, Conservatorio Statale di Musica Rinaldo Franchi di Siena e Siena Jazz University. Let's move on to the general benefits of the scholarship. So students will be getting stipends, accommodation, daily meals, international mobility, and that of the possibility of tuition reduction. Let's look at the merit requirements, okay, for first years. For first years, the merit requirements are calculated per post, okay. So first semester is based solely on academic condition of the student's family. So the 50% payment is going to be done just by the ease that the student will be presenting. Okay. For first year, however, there are merit requirements, okay, for the student to be able to get the 50% of the other amount, the merit requirements will apply. Okay, so let's look at the merit requirements. The minimum merit requirement, credits required for students coming for that of bachelor's degree, 20 credits the minimum. That of master's degree, 15 credits minimum. That of master's degree of unique cycle, 20 credits minimum. That of those going to the University of Pisa, and then they'll be offering like that of ingegnere edile e architettura, the 16 credits to be needed from them. And those going to Firenze, if they will be taking master's degree in medicine, 15 credits to be needed from them. And then those going to Pisa, those taking the master's degree also in medicine, okay, they will be 90 credits to be expected from them. So take note, there are two expected dates for this merit. The first date is that of 10th of August 2025. So by then, the student should have been able to have made the minimum requirement. Okay. If this date passes and the student is not able to do that, it's extended, and then by 30th of November 2025, the student should be able to make the needed requirements. Okay. Let's look at the merit requirements for subsequent years. So this merit requirement is for that of 10th of August 2024. So students applying this year and in their second year, as of 10th of August, these are the requirements, merits that are requested from them. Let us talk about the economic requirements. For students that will be participating in this year's application, they need to be presenting an ease of 27,000 euros, and that of the value of the properties and assets should be that of 60,000 euros. Okay. Now let us talk about the documents required. Okay. So this is the specific part for that of students, international students. Take note, there are part for Italian students and part for international students. So for international students, they need to be presenting, documents from their home country covering the year 2023. Okay, so first of all, these are the documents that they need to present. That of documents from the authorities in their home country with indication of income made as at the year 2023. Okay, that of assets and also that of properties and movable assets owned as at 31st of December 2023. All the documents should be presented in the original language where the student is coming from of the country, and then it should be legalized. Okay, it needs to be translated into Italian and then legalized at the Italian embassy in your home country. So I'm going to talk specifically in detail about the documents at this section. And then it's stated here that no form of substitutive documents will be accepted. Affidavits, any form of declaration, these documents will not be accepted. So please take note of that. Now let us talk about the detailed documents required for this year. Okay, so one, you need to show that of the family status document. So is that of a document like indicating the composition of your family unit. Okay, so there's particular situations. So in that document, it must show like how the family members are related to you, their date of birth, and every other detail that needs to be there. Let us look at particular cases. In the case where your parents are divorced, it needs to be stated in the document, and then you need to provide official documents supporting that. So if they're divorced or they're separated, you need documents supporting that. In the case where your parents are dead, you need their death certificate. In the case where the student was not recognized by the father, you need a document, okay, that of the certificate of your birth certificate, okay, the birth certificate of the student. In the case where the student was abandoned by his or her parents, you need a declaration from competent authorities. Okay, in a case where the parent was unavailable, you need documents supporting that, okay, from competent authorities. And in the case where that of a guardian is present in the family unit or takes care of the child, you need documents supporting that. Okay, now there are other situations as well. If the student is an orphan of both parents, okay, you must turn in the death certificate of both parents if not already presented to Dsu Tuscana. And then the other situation is also the presence of married adults or sisters in the family register. It is necessary to present the marriage certificate or marital status of your siblings, and it might be also specified in the family composition document their marital status. And then let us look at the other requirements. So these are all requirements for the status of the family document or the family composition document. Okay, the last indication is that of the presence in the family register adult brothers or sisters no longer cohabiting with the family unit. Okay, they're no longer cohabiting with their family of origin. So it is necessary to present the residence certificate of the non-cohabiting brother or sister, or it can also be specified in the certificate of the composition of the family. Let's go. So the next document required is that of a certificate from the authorities in your home country that manage public administration for tax management. Okay, they need to issue a document of that of income produced by each and every adult member of the family, okay, as at the year 2023, and then taxes must be included. In the case of pension work received by adult members of the family unit as well, it must also be stated. And the year is 2023. Don't forget that. And let us look at special situations under the income. The special situation is that of if you do not have the above certificate, one of the following documents will be accepted: a certificate issued by the employer indicating the salary received in the year 2023 from January to December, including that of taxes. Another document that can be accepted is that of the last pay slip, that of December 2023, if it includes all income received in the previous month, okay, that of from January to December. And then the last situation is all 12-month pay slip of the income received in the calendar year 2023 if the total income is not shown in the last pay slip, okay? Then for adult members of the family without an income, that is an example, a student in a family unit, a certificate of enrollment at a university or any other document showing, and then also adult members that were unemployed during that year, you need a certificate from authorities in your home country showing that they were unemployed, okay, unemployment certificate, or any indication of unemployment status in the family composition document, okay. So if you were sick, you were laid off from work, or you resigned, any document to prove that, you can use that. And in a situation where the mother is a housewife, a document must be produced to support that. Now let us talk about that of buildings. If you guys own buildings, properties, please do indicate it, okay. Go to the authorities in your home country for them to generate for you, as of 31st of December 2023, any properties owned by any member of your family, okay, stating the square meters of the properties and everything, okay. In case you guys don't own any property and then you live in maybe an apartment on rent, then you need to provide the documents supporting that, okay. And take note, in case you guys don't own any property at all, you also need to indicate it that no family member owns properties, okay. And then let us talk about movable assets, okay. The certificate needs to be issued by banks and financial institutions, okay, in your home country, and the document needs to cover current account deposits of any type, rechargeable prepaid and credit cards, okay, shares, and that of bonds, and in general, like securities as of 31st of December 2023, okay, by any adult member in the family unit, okay. It is mandatory to present the documentation relating to movable assets in the following situations: where there's presence of current account detectable by the certification presented for income received, okay. Where any member of the family is self-employed who have tax obligations, okay. Presence of a current account or prepaid card held in Italy by the students or other family members who are in Italy, okay. Now let's go. How to send the document to Dsu Tuscana. Do take note, in other regions you just send in the application online and then you upload the document online. But then for Dsu Tuscana, you need to send the documents over to them. So for those in Italy, they are only going to send in the online application and then they are going to upload the documents online. But then for students coming, international students, okay, aside from sending the online application, you also need to send the documents to Dsu Tuscana, okay. So let us look at the guidelines for sending the the document. After you are done sending the application, you're going to print the PDF of the entire application that you've done, okay. It's available in your reserve area. That document, together with all other documents that I've spoken to you about, your family income document, that of properties and movable assets, and also that of the family composition document, the original of all of the documents required for this application, you're going to add all of them together, and then you're going to add that of an identity document that is valid. That document, the identity document, also a photocopy of it. Okay, a copy of it will need to be attached to this document. Okay, and then all these documents must be presented in original. Okay, and will not be returned to the student. So this document must be sent by 6th of September 2024, under penalty exclusion from the competition. So how do you send the documents to them? For students who enroll at the university based in Florence, okay, you need to send the documents to Dsu Tuscana Benefits and Monetary Invention Service, Viale Gramsci 36 50132 Firenze. Then for those enrolled in the University of Pisa, they need to send the document to Dsu Toscana Servizio Benefici e Interventi Monetari, Piazza Cavalieri 6, so 56126 Pisa. If those enrolled in the University of Siena, okay, with a seat in Siena, they need to send the document to Dsu Toscana Servizio Benefici e Interventi Monetari, via Paolo Mascagni 53 53100 Siena. This is what you need to write on the envelope that you'll be sending the document in. On the envelope, the name of the student requesting the benefit, and to whom the documents are sent referred to. Okay, it must be clearly stated on the envelope. Okay, and then you must also add DB 2024-2025. Look for like a service where you can track the mail you are sending. Okay, it's very, very important. So take note of all the details needed. Students will only be considered independent if they've been out of their family unit for more than 2 years. Okay, they've been out of the family house for more than 2 years, and then they do make an annual income not less than 9,000 euros. Okay, should you not meet any of these requirements, the student will not be considered an independent student, and then you have to combine your income to that of your family just for this scholarship. Let us look at students with minor children. So in order to facilitate the continuation of studies for students with minor children, cohabiting minor children that are born on after 1st of January 2018, okay, the merit and economic requirements are different for students with minor children, and the merit requirement is as stated, that will be applied to them, is as stated in Article 9, and Article 9 is that of for disabled students, handicapped students. Okay, so that is like they're going to categorize there. I'm going to show you in a bit. Okay, the other thing to note is students with cohabiting minor children have the possibility of monetizing the canteen service, okay, for which an express request must be made. So now let us look at the merit and that of economic requirements for students with minor children. So you can see here, lesser credits are required from them. Then the easy requirements for this student are recalculated. So they need to be presenting an easy of 34,600 euros, and then that of the value of their assets being 70,000 euros. Now let's go. So let's talk about the scholarship amounts. Okay, so students presenting an easy of 0 to that of 13,500 euros if they are studente in sede. So take note, students are categorized in 3 categories. Okay, so studente in sede, that of students who live in the city where the program is taking place, and that of studenti pendolari, that of commuter students, and that of studente fuori sede, that of off-site students, basically international students. Okay, and then so let's go. Those presenting an easy between this category 0 to 13,500. So I'm just going to focus in this on this part of the amount. Okay, so those belonging to the other categories, look at the amounts that will be given to you. If a 40 credit student and off-site student presents an easy, within this category, they'll be getting 3,468 plus 2 meals daily. And take note, accommodation has also been taken care of. Okay, the accommodation is around 3,000 euros for the year, so take note of that. And then an off-site student presenting an easier between 13,500.01, so that of 18,000 euros to be getting 2,416 euros plus 2 daily meals. Okay, and that of accommodation, which I told you is 3,000 euros. And then students presenting an easier between off-site students presenting an easier between 18,000 euros, 18,000.01 euros to that of 27,000 euros. They'll be getting 1,301 euros plus 2 daily meals and that of free accommodation. Okay, now let us talk about the scholarship amount for female students in STEM programs. Okay, so do take note the amount is increased for these students. The amount is increased for these students. Okay, so female students in STEM programs, off-site students, okay, presenting an easier between 0 to 18,000 will be getting 3,819 euros plus 2 daily meals and free 27,000 will be getting 2,291 plus 2 daily meals and that of free accommodation. That of independent students, okay, they will be getting, if they present an easier between 0 to that of 13,500 euros, and then they are off-site students, okay, they'll be getting 3,468, and those presenting an easier between 13,500.01 to that of 18,000 euros will be getting 2,416 euros plus 2 daily meals and free accommodation. Then those presenting an easier between 18,000.01 to 27,000 euros will be getting 1,301 plus 2 daily meals and that of free accommodation. Let us look at the meals and accommodation structure. Okay, so those who win the accommodation place, take note that the accommodation is going to be from 1st of October 2024 to that of 30th of September 2025. Okay, those who win the accommodation by semester is going to start from 1st of October 2024 till 31st of March 2025. Okay, free. And then from 1st of April to that of 30th of November, 30th of September 2025. Okay, at an amount of 250 euros per month. Okay, those coming in for that of master's degree or specialization courses, the accommodation is going to start from 1st of January 2025 to that of 31st of December 2025 and is completely free. Okay, now let us talk about the meals structure. Those who win the scholarship for the year, okay, the meals structure is from 1st of October 2024 to that of 30th of September 2025. Those who win the scholarship per semester, they'll be getting the meals will start from 1st of October 2024 to that of 31st of March 2025. Then those coming in for PhD and specialization programs, the meals schedule is that of 1st of January 2025 to that of 31st of December 2025. Publication of rankings, so you can see those coming for bachelor's degree and that of the master's degree of unique cycle. For the first years, the provisional ranking will be out by 30th of September 2024, and then the definitive ranking will be out by 4th November 2024. This is only for the scholarship, okay? But then I'm sure it's completely going to be out both for scholarship, accommodation, and everything will be out by 30th of November 2024. And then for that of the master's degree, first year, the provisional ranking will be out by 30th September 2024. The definitive ranking will be out by 30th of November 2024. Then those coming in for bachelor's degree, master's degree, and master's degree of unique cycle, years subsequent to the first year, the provisional ranking will be out by 30th of September 2024, and the definitive ranking will be out by 30th of November 2024. Then that of those coming in for PhD or that of specialization programs, first year and that of the year and that of the subsequent years, the provisional ranking will be out by 16th December 2024, and then the definitive ranking will be out by 15th of January 2025. Let us look at the payment of the scholarship. Take note, 50% of the amount for that of students in first year amount will be paid by December 2024. Then the rest of the 50% will only be paid should the students have made the needed credits, okay, and it's by that of 10th of August 2025. Okay, so for students coming in for bachelor's degree or that of master's degree of unique cycle who do win and find themselves in the definitive ranking, which will be published by 4th of November 2024, you can anticipate 20% of the scholarship amount by that of 10th of November 2024, and then the 30% will be available by that of the month of December. Okay, so if the student do make the merit by that of 31st of May 2025, then the amount is going to be paid by 30th of June 2025. If the students do make the credit required by 10th of August 2025, then the amount is going to be paid by 31st of October 2025. Students in the subsequent years, 50% of the amount will be paid by December 2024, and then the rest of the 50% by 30th of June 2025. Let's talk about how to apply. So to apply, you're going to navigate to sportello.dsu.toscana.it website, and then you're just going to send in your application. You enter with that of your university credentials. You cannot enter with speed or that of GIE because you're not here in Italy. So you enter with your university credentials, and then you transmit the application, filling all the parts required. Okay. Now let us talk about the deadlines. The transmission of the application was open from that of 17th of July 2024 till that of 6th of September 2024. For students coming in for that of PhD and specialization programs, the application is going to open from that of 25th of September 2024 to that of 15th November 2024 at 1 p.m. Italian time. Foreign students who have presented the documentation in a manner different from the provided, like the manner that I spoke to you about earlier, will be placed in suspended situation in the provisional ranking. For you to be able to integrate the documentation, you need to follow the mandatory deadlines here. By 15th of November 2024, students enrolled in bachelor's, master's, or master's degree courses of unique cycle, you will need to transmit the document to them through the manner that they've stated, which I'm speaking to you guys about. And then by 3rd of January 2025, for students enrolled in PhD or specialization programs, okay,